Hi everyone, here is a short guide on how to use flows and projects within Next IDRONECT. It's really important that you will be on the platform next.idronect.com, otherwise you will not have access to flows. If you don't have access to flows, make sure that you contact me via WhatsApp or via email, and I will make sure to set everything up for you. So whenever you're here in the projects in the left side menu, and we want to click on Add Project, IDRONECT will now ask us which flow do you want your project to be based on. A flow is something that we can compare a little bit to a project template or like a template of the structure of how the project will go. This is because usually a drone operator has about 5 to 10 different kinds of operations that you do that require a different flow. But all those operations, all those 5 operations will always follow the same 10 steps or 20 or 30. So it is a lot more efficient and it makes a lot of sense to just create a template like that. Now, how do you create a template like that? Is here in the flow section. You can click on Add Project Flow. We'll call this demonstration flow. And you can give it a description as well. And you'll see that IDRONECT opens up the demonstration flow and you'll see that it's in draft. So in order for it to be published and to be accessible in the projects section here, you will need to click on publish, which I will do whenever I'm finished. So the structure is based in different phases, and then each phase has a different action inside of that. So if I click on add phase, I can call this the pre-flight phase, for example. And then you'll see that you have the ability to add a block. A block is basically the kind of action that is going to be needed within that phase. So it will make a lot more sense when I show it. When you click on add block, the whole library of the different kinds of blocks that IDRONECT offers opens up. And you can see all these different kinds. So you can see it's either a checklist that you can use or a procedure, which is just a basic text formatting. You can prepare flight where you indicate where you're going to fly and so on. For the sake of the demonstration, I will just add all the blocks. And then it will be easy to see what they all do, right? So like this, the risk assessment, the flight log we already have, the report occurrence, validation I will skip. Validation will be an entirely different video, and validation goes hand in hand with approval, so we won't be using those two today. To upload files and view document. So here at the top now you will see, okay, your structure has the following issues. So checklist is not configured correctly. That makes sense because if we click the arrow here, we have to select which kind of checklist it is that we want here. So for this demonstration project, I will take the pre-flight inspection. IDRONECT will load a preview of the checklist. And then you'll see that the last step that I still have to do is the view document step. So obviously I need to select which kind of document it is that they need to view here. And I will take this safety notice. IDRONECT will load the image right here as well. And then we will click on publish. You'll see everything looks perfect now, so we can publish it. So if I go to publish, it is now published. Later on, if we want to update this version or you want to make some changes, it is important that you create a new version here. So when we click on add new version, you'll see that the second version is created and you can click on the view button. Now, when we click on the view button, you'll see that you can again change everything. If I go back to this view, then you'll see, okay, it's not possible to change anything here. So I hope that that makes sense. I will just add something to the procedure here. I will say this is a demo video like this, and now we'll publish this version. So now you will see that the first version becomes unpublished and the second version is published. But now go back to projects and click on add project. Sometimes you will have to refresh in order for a flow to be added to the list. So you'll see that I now have the option to select the demonstration flow. I will use this flow, and you will see that a project is now being created that is based on the structure that we just previously created. Here at the top, you will see that you have the project details, where you can still fill in all the normal project details like title, customer responsible, and so on. But then here at the bottom, you will see, okay, we have the checklist that we need to execute. So what you can do here is you can mark a check as done as soon as it is done. My internet is a bit slow today, but in a couple of seconds, these will really change to marked as done completed. You'll see here at the bottom, you'll see a log file of what is happening within this action. So you'll see that at this day, at that time, me, Leonard, changed the status from to do to in progress because I started doing the checklist, right? So I'll mark this as completed now. And you will see here at the left that the status will change to green. This is so you can have a very clear and visual overview of what steps of the project are already completed. You don't have to do anything in sync either. You can just do everything out of order, but it's obviously recommended to do it in order. Here in the procedure is just a simple text field that you can mark as completed. You go to the next step, which is prepare flight, where you will indicate which drone, which pilot, and where you will fly. Flight log is where you can create a manual flight log. So here you can fill in all the detailed information of your flight. If you work with the DJI integration, of course, that still works as well. Or you could upload your flights here, do the risk assessment, report an occurrence, upload files like permissions and so on, and view the document that was previously selected in the flows. Here at the top, you can switch between planning and executing. So if you're a manager that's planning this project for someone else, and for example, I would like someone else to prepare the flight, then I will switch here to planning. You will see that the visual changes, and I can say, okay, from the 29th till the 30th, I want Tristan to make sure that this happens. This way it will show up on the dashboard and everything will be clear who has to do what. I know this is quite a long video, but if you have any questions, feel free to contact me by any means.